Hello, ladies. Welcome to the podcast Living in Your Feminine with me, your host, Victoria Janke. This is a safe place for you, sisters. We're going to talk about all the feminine subjects, what it means to be a woman, how you thrive as a goddess, how you be successful in business. But we're also going to talk about subjects that people don't normally talk about, like miscarriage, because we want to educate people and also that women don't feel alone anymore. I have amazing experts who are going to give you so much value. So get a cup of tea and let's go. Welcome to another episode of Living in Your Feminine. I'm sitting here on the couch drinking a tea with my dear friend, Maddie. And you know, girls, we shifted this now. I'm not going to do the introduction. My guests themselves, they're going to introduce themselves because that's all about the feminine, right? Loving yourself as well and loving others. So here it comes.
Hi, everybody. My name is Madlena Kalinova. I am Bulgarian in origin, born and raised in Bulgaria. I have been living in the United States of America for many years, since 2005 to be exact. I've been modeling for more than 20 years. I am also a producer. That is one of my hobbies. I have done a lot of non-for-profit. I've been involved with a couple, and I am a very proud woman.
Ooh, I love that. You're a very confident woman. And I remember when we met, that was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yes, the opening of the
Edition Hotel in Tampa, Florida.
Yes.
Oh my God. Wait, how was the moment for you when we met? That sounds like a love story now. But you know, female friendships are love. Let's be honest. Yeah. Like, how was it for you? I mean, I saw you and I just thought, oh my God, this gorgeous girl, your energy was just like, not just gorgeous from the outside, but you were smiling, you were so friendly, so open. And to be honest, there were a lot of like also fake people. So I did not connect with everyone because there were a lot of like influencers, celebrities, not saying that everyone is like this, but your energy was just matching my energy. And you were so friendly, so nice, so bubbly. And I just fell in love with you.
Oh, the same. I actually think that we met a little bit before that, when Frank Roberts did an event at the Edition Miami.
True.
You're wearing this electric green dress.
Yes.
And I remember.
You had a blue dress.
Yeah.
You had a blue dress. Was it your blue dress?
No, the blue dress was in Tampa.
Oh,
Mine
yeah.
was like a black and silver lace. And I remember that you were just this gorgeous, tall goddess. Oh, and on top of it, you were nice when I said hi to you. And you were one of the little girls there that was friendly. I was there with my girlfriend, Ashley, but you were actually very friendly and open. And I think that's why we matched and we connected, because our energy was aligned and we were very similar in that. And not every girl, unfortunately, is that nowadays.
Yeah, I know. If you hear the doggies in the background, we're literally sitting here, girls. We're sitting on the couch. I'm literally drinking a green tea. And we have 4 dogs here. So if you hear some sounds, that's our dog is literally playing now. But it makes it all natural. Yeah, I remember when
they're literally playing.
So cute.
Oh, that is so cute. I wish you guys could see this. This is a house full of love.
It is. So yeah, I remember it was love at first sight, like feminine love. And that's also why I do this podcast, because I want women to be nice to each other, be friendly, be open, create friendships, and just be loving. And a few days ago, we met at my house here in Miami. You came over, you brought me flowers, pink roses, what means so much to me, because my grandparents always gave me roses, so even tearing up. So thank you again. It's so beautiful.
The least that I could do, coming to your house. And I haven't seen you, viewers don't know that, but we haven't seen each other since we met.
That's true.
We've been keeping in touch via
Instagram.
Social media, yeah.
Seeing your gorgeous stories and photos. And now you're in a relationship too. I'm so happy. I remember when we met, you were just beginning to see each other, right? I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were still friends. I was still single. Now we're together for 2 years.
Wow. And actually, talking about that, we talked about also because we both went through this journey of freezing our egg cells. You right now even thinking of doing IVF. And I feel this is a very important subject because there's a lot of women who are, turning into their 30s or 40s. And they're like, oh, I want to have children, but I don't have a partner, or I'm not ready yet. When I turned 30, I got stressed about, I don't have a boyfriend, but I want to have kids, but I don't know when. So I was like, I'm going to freeze my egg cells. So no matter what, I can have babies with a man, without a man. I mean, I believe in this getting married, having kids.
Me too.
And I also believe in making life easier and not stressing about things. How old were you when you froze your egg cells?
So here's the thing. I was kind of older than you. I was 40 or 41 when I started the process. And it's only because I didn't know, and nobody told me. None of my friends were doing it at the time. That was 4 years ago. It was not that popular, and nobody told me freeze your eggs because you're not gonna be rushing. I always thought I'm gonna be married, I'm gonna have a guy, I'm gonna be happily ever after and have a baby. And then I never really had the mother instinct when I was younger until at 41. Suddenly I lost my mom, and she loved children. She wanted to have me to have a baby. She wanted to be a grandma. She used to work with children. She used to work with orphans in my country and then with kids with disabilities because she loved them so much, and she did not have a grandson or granddaughter. So she was dedicating her life to it. And I never thought I would want a kid. But when I lost her, I lost that connection that was so special. And I understood how special mother-daughter connection is. So that's when I started having my first time mother instinct, and I wanted a baby. Specifically, I wanted a baby girl. And I started the process a little bit before she passed. I was told by multiple doctors when I started that I'm not going to be able to freeze my eggs, that I'm not a good candidate. And it was very interesting because the first time I was told no, it was very bluntly over the phone. The doctor just blurred out, oh, do you really want to have kids? Because you're not going to be able to. Not even like explanation why. And as you know, every woman, we are not used to be talking about these types of things. I never thought about it before. And for me to hear it over the phone that the answer is no, and that's it was so shocking and so devastating. Then I spoke to my mom. She said, listen, everybody's very fertile in our family. We don't have any history of not fertility, that I was told go to another doctor, went to a second doctor. She said no as well. I was going through a hard time at the moment, a breakup. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to take a break. Maybe I just need a break. Then what happened was I lost my mom in the meantime. And that made me even more stressed. But I also started doing Chinese medicine and acupuncture and all kinds of home remedies that are natural for me to regain balance of my hormone body, because we don't know, but us as models for so long, going through diets all the time or not eating enough because that's your lifestyle. You don't understand how much that affects your body or your female body, your hormones. And unfortunately, a lot of girls that are skinny have issues with their hormones. And I didn't know it was coming out of the first fact was I was not eating red meat or lamb. And I simply was not eating it because I'm very socially, like I love animals so much that I don't want to hurt them. So I said, I don't need to eat a cow or a little sheep or a little pig. And the first day I met my acupuncturist and Chinese medicine doctor, she said, you're not eating red meat. That's why your hormones are wrong. That's why your hormones are not balanced. So then I started eating red meat again. I still don't eat pork. I started eating a little bit more, some carbs, and that started balancing my body out. And then I finally got, 3 or 6 months after I lost my mom, I started feeling a little bit better. I reconnected with somebody that I went back with at the moment. Maybe it was because I was going through a hard time. I don't know. But that person helped me find a better doctor. I found my doctor that I love so much. He's in New York. And he said to me, he's one of the best. And he said to me, I believe in numbers. Your hormones are not the same every month. Nobody can tell you you're not going to be able to freeze your eggs because of A, X, Y, and Z, unless there is some serious problem. You have your hormone balance different every month. We need to rebalance you and try it. And I tried it and I was successful. I responded well to the drugs. I did it twice. Unfortunately, because I was older, I didn't get enough eggs. So now I try to do it a third time at the age of 44 years old or 43. I was 43 years old. It was unsuccessful because my body got used to all the hormones. I was basically peeing it out. And my doctor reassessed my situation and said, we're going to try it one more time. Whenever you want, whenever you're ready, just with pills, no injections. And then we're going to proceed with IVF because ultimately now I'm in a new relationship. I'm very happy with my boyfriend. And we both have decided since the beginning we have met that we want to have a baby together or try to have a baby together, a little girl.
That's beautiful. So first of all, congratulations on, having this beautiful man by your side who wants the same as you. It's not like that a lot of women experience that. And thank you for sharing your story. How interesting is it that doctors tell us women what we can do, and what your story is literally telling all of us and all the listeners here is to not believe in one person, to always get a second or third opinion, to not give up on your dreams, because your journey literally shows that. You could have listened to the two first doctors who told you, oh, you're not going to be able to freeze your eggs, you're not going to be having kids. You could have go into the victim position and be, okay, I never gonna have kids, but instead you were, okay, let me change my diet. Let me change something in my life so I can work on my hormones. And then universe literally brought you this new doctor because you didn't give up and you didn't believe in what others told you. So there's so much more than just freezing the eggs here that I wanted to outline, because I feel in our society, we as women, we get a lot told what we can do or what we should do.
Yep.
And that can get very confusing and very frustrating as well, and very stressful. So your story shows that no matter what people tell you, first of all, always get 2-3 opinions more, and then just follow your dream and go for it. And I mean, now you have a partner as well when you want to do that together. So you're going to do another round and then you're going to do IVF. Is that right? Is it what you're planning?
So first of all, I want to just repeat again. I was devastated when I was told no. And the second doctor was this woman from NYC, I think she was. Very well rated doctor, but she was a younger woman. And she literally pulled out statistic sheet on her computer because I was older. I was 41. And she was like, do you see this? Your egg count goes down as your age goes up. And then your egg quality as well goes down. So this is where you're left with statistics. It's not worth it for you if you're going to have 1 or 2 eggs for me to be putting you through a lot of drugs and giving a lot of hormones to pull it out of you. And I was like, so you're saying, and my hormones were still not good, but that's not a way of treating another woman.
No.
I was devastated. I was crying and I went through a really difficult time because of it, but I talked about it with people around me. And that's something very useful as well. I would tell everybody, share your story with people you trust, somebody that will understand you and support you, because then they will give you a better advice. You're very emotional when you're in the story, when you're in the moment, you're heartbroken, you're devastated, you cannot think clearly. But if you thought clearly and if you understood hormones, which I didn't yet, you understand that every month you have different cycles. That's why we have cycles every month. And they're different because our hormones are different every month. Our egg count is different every month. Everything is literally different every month. So yes, my doctor now wants me to do one more cycle. I have a certain amount of eggs that is not enough, or he prefers for me to have more. But the good part is that they're all grade A. I don't know if you know, but your eggs can have grading
I didn't know
quality.
that.
Yeah.
Just my doctor said that I'm very fertile. Altogether, I did 2 rounds. I had 48 egg cells, and she said they're great. So, but I don't know that there's a
So they're
rating.
probably grade A. If they're
Grade
grade,
A?
they're grade A. If
Okay.
they're not grade A, they tell you and they don't freeze them, or if they haven't developed enough. Mine are all good, and now we want to do it again, because once you have eggs frozen in a bank and you unfreeze them to literally make the baby with the sperm, that's one process that costs one amount of money. It doesn't matter how many eggs you have. If you have 5 or 10 or 20, it's the same amount of money. So you might as well just have more eggs, because then you have more chances. Once you make the embryo, then on day 6, they're going to test the embryos, and you're going to know how many embryos you have that are normal and that are not, that, genetically everything is okay. And then you can choose girl or boy, and you can either implant them on yourself, or you can have a surrogate and implant them on a surrogate. We still haven't decided surrogate or no surrogate.
Yeah, that was my question. What are you going to do? In Germany, it's not allowed. It's so interesting what you can do in the US. I just want to circle back because you talked about the doctor who literally pulled out this statistic. This, like, my mouth just dropped open.
Oh, yes, you did.
This is so bad. And I feel a lot of times when you go to a doctor, doesn't female or male, that they just see us as women, as like the
As
statistic,
numbers.
as numbers. And we are very sensitive. I'm very sensitive when it comes to this. Sensitive or emotional is the better word, because we are not a number. We are not a statistic. Every case is differently. So, and how it made you feel, I can just imagine. I would have been so sad how, especially from one woman to another, she should have felt you, and she should have not be, oh, look, you're just a number. It's not worth it. You don't want to hear this as a woman at all. And your stories show so much that this is bullshit, because in the end, you froze your eggs, egg cells, and your egg cells are actually, as you said, grade A. So they're good.
Wait. By the way, I'm sorry that I'm interrupting you.
Okay.
In the middle of this, they also came out with a theory that at 42 years old, I will be going into early menopause. Sorry, dogs are playing, guys. So yeah, they also told me you might be going into early menopause at 42.
Wow. And you're not in menopause now, right?
No, I'm good. Thank God. Let's knock on wood.
Yeah.
If you have any issues with hormones when you're younger, let's say you're 40, it can happen. But again, if you have a good fertility doctor, I always encourage people, talk to your doctor. Tell them that you're not feeling well. Let's say this happened to me in January. I was not feeling well. I didn't know what was happening to me. Again, this happens only because women don't share enough information. We don't really talk about these things. It's a shame that we might be going through something. But guess what? Everybody's going through something every month, because that's why we have cycles. We're not made equal. We're all different. And when I was going through things, I was in Miami. My doctors in Miami didn't know what was wrong with me. I went back to my doctor in New York, my fertility specialist, and he said, you're having an off month. I will give you a pill. You're going to get rebalanced, and now I'm good.
Wow.
And I really encourage people, when you find your doctor, go to your doctor, stick to your doctor, somebody you trust, somebody that is positive, somebody that is good, and just go for it. Because I was told so many times no, or you might be having problems, that I became paranoid. I was insecure and paranoid. Oh my God, I might be going into, I was always like stressing out because that's what I was told. And it's not true. It wasn't true. And it was not fair that somebody made me live in fear all these years that something is wrong with me.
Wow. Don't trust trust people, but don't take one opinion as this one answer for everything. Bless you, Winnie. My dog is literally sneezing on that. to underline it, really, women, everyone who's listening to this now, if you're going through something like that, just get other opinions. I also love what you said about sharing your story with others, because it just helps you to see it differently and to not get stuck in the story. And Tony Robbins talks about it, to get stuck in the victim position. Literally, there's always a way, just ask different questions. So you could have been like, okay, I'm not going to try this anymore. I leave it. No, you were literally, I'm going to share my story. I'm going to see another doctor. I'm going to do these different options that I have. Why not? And I can't believe they told you you're going to go on early menopause. That's another thing where my brain is just, what is going on? We as women really need to make sure that we have the right doctors or get different opinions and share like we share right now, so we can talk about it and we can help each other. And you should share maybe, or if someone wants to reach out to you on social media, you can probably give them your, contacts of your amazing doctor in New York. Anyways, I'm so excited now for what is happening for you. Are you ever scared about this whole journey? Because also there's a lot of hormones, right? It does a lot to your body.
Well, the hormones don't really bother me emotionally when I'm taking the hormones. It's more like my body goes through a lot of changes. I start retaining water and I start becoming very painful, especially when I'm on injections, which is why I maybe did it like so sporadically. I haven't done one after the other. Usually women do it the same year, one after the other. And I was told to do 3 of them in 1 year. I couldn't do 3 of them in 1 year. I did 2 at 41. And the second one I started on my birthday at 42. And then the third one I did this year, and it was not successful. Just remember that even if you're not successful in something or in one cycle, you could have another one that is very successful. You never know. It all depends on the month. And be positive. It is very emotional, but have good support system as well. Have people around you that understand that you're going through it and that you might be emotional one day. You might need support another day. You might want to be quiet one day. Another day, you just might want to go out and talk and just talk. Whatever it is
or cry.
Or cry.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that you need, make sure that you have a circle of people around you that support you and lift you up and embrace you, and nobody puts you down. Because putting a woman down when she's going through something so difficult and so sacred, it is wrong. It is wrong from doctors to put you down. It is wrong from doctors to give you, diagnosis that is not true just because you had one bad month. And it's also wrong from people to not, if somebody in your life is not supporting you, you might as well not talk to them in that period of time. Mm-hmm. It's better for you than you disappointing yourself, because.
Yeah. I remember when I went through this whole thing, I was so emotional. I always tell people, I feel if you take these hormones, it feels like if you're having your period and you're being pregnant. Mm-hmm. I remember I was in a pharmacy and they just didn't have my medication and I lost my shit. I was literally getting so angry. And then I cried. I literally bursted out crying. And the people were looking at me, what is wrong with her? Oh. And I'm on these hormones, I don't even know.
By the way, similar thing happened to me the first time I got the medication. In America, you go to the pharmacy, special pharmacy for hormones, and they give you a big bag of things. And they're like, here's your medication. You're starting injections tomorrow. And you are so overwhelmed because you're so scared of not knowing what you're doing that I lost my shit in the pharmacy. And there was a woman behind me. Thank God for this woman. She said, oh, you're doing the IVF. Don't worry. You got it. I've done it. I've been there. It's not that scary. It looks scary. It's not. It's okay. And then my doctor was great. All the nurses helped me and everything. And then later on, I was putting injections in my body in front of people. I was going to dinners and putting them in the freezer. I was living my life, my best life, and still doing it. You got to learn how to balance that out. But in the beginning, it's scary. And it's okay to be scary because it's not something that you're told how to do.
Yeah. And I felt so full. I remember I could feel it in my whole body. I felt so full.
Your belly like full of water.
Yes. Yes. What is in there? Like my little eggs. I feel like a chicken having my eggs inside of me.
Every time you move, you feel like the baby's moving behind you.
Oh, it's so funny that you also lost your shit in the pharmacy.
I know.
Sorry again for whoever I screamed at. I couldn't. Yeah, I did it twice. I remember, I don't know if I would do it a third time.
You don't have to. You have enough.
I have enough. It's just, yeah, as you said, you need a good support system. I actually did it by myself. I didn't even have my dog then. That was also good. I was with my emotions alone.
Yeah.
And I really wanted it. I really wanted that peace of mind. And I believe if you really want something, the both of us wanted it. We find a way. We find a way to make it happen. And we as women, we're so strong when we want something. We are emotional, but the emotions, they move us forward.
Yeah.
Because you don't want a baby if you don't feel you want one. You don't,
you're
an emotionless person. You don't want
fighting. You got to fight for it.
Yes. And I really hope with, like the change in the world, I really hope that things like freezing your egg cells, having IVF, having a baby or not having a baby becomes more normal for us women to talk about it. And that
even your hormones.
Right? Or hormones, that this is not a taboo subject to talk about menopause or about your hormones, about babies, because why should we be ashamed of it? It's us. We all have
to go through it.
Exactly.
We're all going through it. And I didn't even know when they told me about the early menopause, for example, they say that there's some women that go through it in their 30s. I had no idea.
Don't tell me that now. I'm in my 30s.
It's usually hereditary, which means you have it in your family. I asked everybody in my family was good.
Yeah,
so,
my family is
good.
If
your family was good, it's not going to happen.
Okay, good.
Sometimes lifestyle can push you if you're, again, there's some people that are vegan that don't have their periods.
I was vegan too, and it really fucked up my system. So my doctors told me that that my blood work wasn't good, and that I should eat meat or take supplements. So I changed it too, and then it changed and I got more healthy. It's very interesting. When you're vegan, I'm not saying anything against vegan, but if you're vegan, you need to make sure you're taking the right supplements too, and the nutrition and everything.
I think that it also depends on your blood type. Some people can be vegan and they're fine. And some people like you and me are not fine and their hormones are not good. And you got to rebalance. And again, you got to do what's best for you. And in the end of the day, everybody's different.
Exactly. I love that. Do you want to, first of all, thank you for sharing your story.
Of course.
I love being here. I love you and you're very inspiring. Is there anything else you would share with the girls before we wrap this up? Or I will, of course, link your social media and everything.
Yeah. My social media is at Madlena Kalinova. I know it's difficult, but I'm sure you're going to type
I link it, yes.
And, I have Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. It's all the same. And what else can I share? I don't know. Just don't ever give up on any fight. We all fighting for one thing or another. Even finding the right partner. You never know when you're going to find your right partner. But one thing is for sure. It happens when you're relaxed and when you don't think about it and when you're not chasing it. And that can happen only when you have the assurance of not rushing because of your timeline is coming up, which a lot of us do. You're so smart that you froze your eggs at 30. I tell all my girlfriends, freeze your eggs because it's your insurance. It's your safety.
Peace of mind. I'm so peaceful about it.
Yep. And I don't know. But is there anything else that you want to know?
Be nice to women.
Be nice to one another. Yeah, and open and love and don't be mean. Of course, if somebody is like purposefully not nice, I understand. I remove myself from those situations nowadays. I don't ever respond because I do believe in energy and karma. But I always try to be open and nice and kind and empathetic with women because I know we're all going through things. And it's very easy to be judged or judge somebody else. And we are judged all day long, every day. So I try not to do that.
Yeah. And don't judge yourself either.
Yeah.
We judge ourselves so much as women. We always say, my body is not good. This is not good.
Yeah.
How you love others, love yourself.
Yeah.
Just think about how you would treat someone that you love and then treat yourself like this.
Yeah. Remove the pressure. We have so much pressure for everything. If you think about it now that we're also all working.
Yeah.
We're not only mothers that want to be mothers and want to stay at home. We want to work. We want to be independent. We want to be beautiful. We want to be fit. The hair, the makeup, the skin, the nails. It's so much work.
Yeah, that's true. We play so many roles.
Yeah.
So the important role is to love yourself and to create a sisterhood like here. Yes. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I loved it. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
If you like this episode, please rate, subscribe, and share with other women. Let's create a community of women living in their feminine and supporting each other. If you want to stay connected with me, you can come and follow me on my personal account at victoria.jankel. Until then, I see you next Thursday. Be thriving, goddess, and live in your feminine.